action.
Okay. Hey y'all, it's me, Shavonna Lees, but you can call me Fem. And this is episode 1 of the Game Changers podcast. So if you don't already know what that is, it is an entrepreneurial mindset podcast where we dive in beyond the practical steps of running a business and into the shifts and the perspective that we need to make to live healthy, balanced, successful lives and run successful businesses. So today I am with a superstar. We have Miss Ashley, CEO and founder of Pim Hair.
Aww.
She is laying the dudes, ladies. I know y'all already know her, but we're gonna get to know the real her tonight. I'm so happy to have you here on the show.
I am excited to be here.
Yes, like tell us how you feeling, like.
Well, I feel good right now. I feel good. It's my first time being in front of a camera and you know, sharing my life or gems that I have to offer.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get into it because we're here in Miami and everyone know that we have some of the most beautiful women in the world in this city, and to be able to hear from beauty professionals like Miss Ashley and myself, we're gonna tell you like what it really takes to keep these women looking amazing, number one, but also making sure that we're also beautiful on the inside. So
there we go. I like that.
And before we get into the podcast, we have to give a special thanks to our sponsors at Boss Nation Network. We got Shiba Inu in the building. We are at the Boss Nation headquarters. It wouldn't be possible without you, so much love. Thank you. All right, so first question. Being in the beauty industry, it's a lot here in Miami.
It is.
The trends are always changing. It's almost like fast fashion. If you're not on the hottest thing, it's easy to get left behind. And sometimes when you have a signature that you offer with your company or with your service, and it really is good, pristine quality, you can't always adhere to those trends because it cheapens it, right? So how do you find that balance between staying true to who you are and your business, but still staying relevant in the industry?
That is such a tough question. It is such a tough question because just kind of like where I am right now in life is like we were just talking about, it's so easy to get trapped in a box, right? And it's so easy to get stuck in one place. And I'm really trying to like step outside of that. So for me, it's been so easy to stay within my niche or keep up with the things that I have going on because, you know, that is such a tough question.
Yeah, I mean, because
I don't know. It's just I guess you just have to kind of stay true to who you are and
right.
just kind of stay grounded. And I don't know. That is a tough question.
I mean, I think you answered it really well. Like
that is such a tough question though. Like I keep trying to think about it on my way here, and I was trying to think about it, and I'm just like, I don't really have an answer for that because I don't want to tell people to just kind of, you know, stay in one box or stick to one niche. I want my message to be for people to try new things and branch out. So while I am sticking to my niche currently, it's just not something that I want to promote people to do.
Right. I could definitely understand that.
Yeah.
Where it's like your business and what you're doing now is something that's an authentic expression of who you are.
Okay.
So obviously it's easy for you to stick to that because it's true, right? It's something that you wake up and put on anyway.
Right.
But then there is like room for growth. There is room for expansion to try new things. And I think when you're also doing that with the same level of authenticity, you don't necessarily have to keep up with trends. Like you are the trend.
Right. So, and that's another thing. Trends do come and go, right? So I guess my advice for new stylists coming into the industry is if you want to build a solid clientele or be known for something, you should pick one thing and niche down to that thing, right? You should have this be my signature. But you just have to be careful and not get stuck in those boxes. And even though the beauty industry is forever like changing and like, you know, there's always a new trend coming out or something like that, it also is forever looping. So it's also forever like circling back. So I do think it's good to have that one thing that you're good at, so that when it does, if it does pass you, when it does come back around, you know, you're ready. You're there.
I like that. That's solid. That's solid advice.
Yeah. So like for me, one of the services that I offer that I'm really popular for is traditional installs. And I know they weren't trending for a while.
And they're back
and
now.
they're looping back. So it's like you just have to know, be able to do everything, right?
Yeah.
The trends come around, know how to do it, learn it, stay on top of your game, but that one thing that you're good at, always promote it. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a great example of how them sew-ins came back around. Because listen, now we are like
been doing sew-ins for what, since 2012.
right. And when you stick to you, like, you're not gonna miss it.
Right.
You're not.
There's a market for everything.
Oh, I love that.
There's a market for everything, girl. So even if like you don't offer sew-ins, even if you're only good at like doing a little tuck and curl, you know what I mean? Just, you know, combing out a silk press. Just be good at it.
Okay.
Be the best at it.
Yes. I love that.
These trends are gonna come and go, but at least you have that one thing.
So, you're from Memphis.
Right.
And you are down here killing the game. Tell us about that. Like, before you moved here, what was going through your head to say, you know what, I'm gonna start a business in Miami?
So I don't think that was my plan, actually. It wasn't my plan, actually, right? So I've been doing hair since I was 18, 17 in my hometown. And I just got really popular in my hometown. I felt like I reached every level that I wanted to reach in my hometown. And I had planned to move to Miami. I kept planning, and it just never happened. Like, one day, I went through, something happened, and I just woke up and was like, you know what? I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. I'm going to Miami. So I didn't have a plan to do that, but because I was, because business was going so well back home, and I was able to build an e-commerce site that, you know, generated revenue, and I could just travel and, you know, work from my laptop. It's like, let me just go for it. Let me just move to Miami. And I did, and I came out to Miami, and I didn't plan on being back in salon. That wasn't the plan. The plan was to, actually, that wasn't a plan. It was just, this website is doing so well. I am going to take a step back from salon, and I'm just going to work on my site. I'm going to go to the beach, and I'm going to just have fun.
Yes.
So that was that for me, and that's what I did. I just jumped in my little Jeep.
I love that.
And came to Miami.
Funny story, because I actually relocated back here under similar pretenses, a little similar. So I didn't own a business. I wasn't licensed as a makeup artist or anything, and I was just like in this relationship that was sucking the life out of me. And we had like this argument one day, and I just had like a snapped moment.
That's how it happens.
I packed my bag. I had one bag. Got my son. I had a Buick, and that was Big Mama. And we just like hit the road, and I was like, I'm going back home. No plan in sight. Like, it was the most erratic thing I've ever done in my life.
But you know, I feel like we need those moments, right? We need those moments where something happens and you're just like, okay, switch directions. Because who's to say I would have, if that never happened, you would, you know.
I wouldn't have done any of this
You wouldn't have, you know, opened your spot or like, you know, so.
Yeah, it was just like, I was in that energy of whatever it takes. I'm gonna live my life to the fullest, and I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to accomplish that. And that energy carried me through when I got licensed, when I built my clientele, when I started my e-commerce business, when we opened the location. Like, it was all off the strength of like, I came here, I stripped everything, I started all over, so it's gonna work.
Right.
And I don't care who I don't like it, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, we need
Yeah, we do. We need that push for sure. And I think that it's so interesting because when you think about the way that a business needs to be structured to be successful, it's very opposite from that type of spontaneity. But it's that type of spontaneity that fuels the business. So has there ever been a time where you had to really sit down with yourself and find the balance between, you know...
I just want to say, you are so good at this.
Thank you so much.
For this to be your first episode, you are too good at this. You are too good. But
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'll be talking, man. Yeah, has there ever been a time where you had to really sit down and find that balance between like work life and play life, especially being here, you know?
I'm sorry, something's in my eye again. I feel like when I first got to Miami, I feel like I'm in that stage now, right? We were just talking about that, where you know you had to kind of find a balance between being an adult, having some security, and then being able to, you know, or stability, and then being able to have fun as well. I feel like when I came to Miami, it was lit.
Yeah.
It was lit. When I came to Miami, I'm like, I want to go everywhere. I want to eat everything. Yes. I want to go to every restaurant. And so that's what I did my first 2 years here. Party, 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 go, go, go. And I did not take into account like the cost of living here compared to my hometown. So when I first moved here, I was like,
the food
is
lit. Everything.
It was lit, and I was just blowing. E-commerce money was coming in, you know, and then it was going right back out, blowing, blowing, blowing. And so I'm like, you know, I need to get in salon. It's time to get back in salon.
I'm happy that we landed on this topic, because like that e-commerce money, or even like that service provider money, it come real good and real fast.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to
get in that habit, especially when you're in a new city and you know you're from a small town like where I'm from, where we don't have all this, like a high rise like this. We don't have this in my hometown.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So like all these fun things and new things, I came out here and I'm just like trying everything, doing everything, and it was lit. And then 2 years in, it's like, okay, I gotta get back in salon. I gotta find some stability. I gotta plant my feet, and I gotta get things going. So I just did what I did back home. Just reopens my site, and right on my site, the studio, and just went from there.
I know that's right.
Took advantage of social media.
Yes, that's right. And while you're going out and having fun, show it off.
Exactly. But you know, it really don't even take that these days, right? To open a business, and you really don't need to walk around with a card or like say, hey, I do hair. You don't have to do any of that, right?
You don't.
All you gotta do is log on and make a post on social media. Hey, I'm in Miami. Who need their hair done?
That's it.
That's how.
Right. And it's like it's really streamlined the whole process, and it's like you get so much visibility, because versus passing out your business card, you know, now when people are from out of the country or out of state, they're all coming to Miami. All they gotta do is see you popping up. That's super dope.
It's not even that they need to see you popping up in a space like Miami. Miami is just so big. It's like everybody need their hair done. Everybody need their nails done, and there's so many. A lot of people are turned away because there's so many hairstyles and things here. But what people don't understand is, as many hairstylists as there is, there's still a client out here who may not be able to get in touch with a hairstylist. It's just like,
let's talk about it. Did you ever have your hey boo phase? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
So there's this trending thing going around on like TikTok, and it's like when you know it's over when your hairstylist hits you with that hey boo. Did you have your hey boo era where you was flaking on your clients? Or?
I don't think I've ever had that era. So one thing about me, what I pride myself on as a hairstylist is always being available. Not really always been available, but always being accommodating for my clients, right? And so yeah, I just don't really have many instances like that. If something does come up, I do try and reach out to my clients a couple days in advance or something. But if my clients won't get a hey boo like. You know, same day, unless it's like an emergency and I can't make it. So I try not to go through those phases. And you know, I think that's what kind of helps me build a community here, is because I am so personable in that way.
Yes.
I noticed when I came to Miami, a lot of styles aren't personable at all.
Yeah. And we're gonna unpack. We're gonna unpack, and I love that you tied it into that. That is a part of your success and building that clientele, is because you understand that you have to provide not only great service, you can be as talented as you want to be, but you also have to be professional, have customer service skills, have effective communication skills, and that is not something that a lot of us have here in Miami. I don't know your background, but I know there's many of us who never worked, who never had an actual job, and never learned those customer service skills. They've always worked for themselves, and it's just like, how do you get that? How do you get those skills? How do you see value in those skills if somebody's still booking you? You know?
That's true, but I just think Miami is just, the culture here is just hustle.
Yeah.
Because one, the cost of living is just so crazy. So all you can do out here is hustle, and then so many people coming in and out, in and out. I don't think there's a sense of like, what is the word?
It's more so that it's a very like short-sighted perspective, but we don't necessarily, I won't say we, but in some cases, some people don't necessarily see the long-term end goal.
Right.
It's just like, how am I going to eat today? How am I going to keep up today?
Right. And I feel like that's because of the cost of living, one, here, and then just, like I said, there's not really a stability here with so many people coming in and out of the city. So I just think that, one, people take you guys not being so personable as mean or rude, and I don't think that. I think that you guys just, like we just talked about, we just gotta get this money. Yeah, just gotta get this money. So
that's very real. That's very real, and I think that I was never like a hey boo person necessarily, but there was a time where I felt like I was hustling versus running a business.
Right, and still, I feel like I'm still there as well. I feel like that's where I'm kind of like shifting now.
Right, and I think that that's a necessary shift when you get in a space where it's like, okay, I want the stability, so I want to expand, and you need to be able to plan your things out. Quarter 1, 2, 3, 4. Not like, okay, well, next month or next week I got a special, you know?
Right.
And I think that, for me, it took trial and error. There are plenty of times where, you know, I've came up with events and pulled it together and it looked great, but the back end wasn't all the way cleaned up. So maybe I had this amazing event, this amazing turnout, but I didn't have an email list to actually be able to convert these people and see it work in my business. So it's like, wow, that was a hustle move, you know, and it was really a waste of time, money, and energy. So I think it is important for those young professionals listening that you calm down, take a breath, take a step back, because the money not going nowhere.
It's not.
The traffic not going nowhere, you know, and look at it from a long-term perspective, and more so than wanting to build a super quick, successful business. But also, sustainable one.
That's kind of like where we are, not just Miami, but just like as a whole right now, right? In society, because we have all these apps coming out. We have, you know, people getting famous overnight, becoming millionaires overnight off TikTok. So, I don't know. Like you said, you just need to think for the long haul. You need to think about just finding some stability in the business.
Yeah. I think that's like really a common thread that we came up with tonight, especially as like service professionals, because it is contingent on factors outside of ourselves. But there is a way to build that stability within your personal life and your business.
Life,
And for me, what I learned is it actually started with my personal life, because how I was on the inside, or how my family and my relationship and everything was going, was a reflection of how I showed up in my business.
Right.
So that's why wellness is super close to me. Like, I did a vegan skincare company. We were all about self-care And it wasn't just a niche for me. It was something that was essential to my mental health.
Right.
And, you know, where I had to wake up in the morning and have my quiet time. I had to, you know, I'm a believer, so pray. Or I had to, you know, have my downtime with my real friends and make sure that our relationships were healthy in order for me to be my best version for my business.
Right.
And when I didn't do that, it showed. And that's when that hustle monster came out.
I think that, you know, I don't think it's just changing too fast for you to just sit and tell the girls to take a course or take a class on, you know, how to speak to your clients, because those are things, one, that they teach in hair school, and a lot of girls aren't in hair school right now in the industry. So that's something that they teach you in school. And even if you stand on a platform and say, hey, you should take a class, everybody got it all figured out.
Right.
Nobody's gonna,
right.
You know,
it's tough.
Everybody has it all figured out, and even you can promote it and you can push it, but these girls, it's just a different industry.
Yeah, it's definitely like a culture shift going on. And it's funny because I had brunch with my beauty school instructor like last month, and she was telling me like they're not like y'all. Like
it's different.
Are not committed. They want it quick, fast now. They, you know, it's a different ball game. And even though people are seeing, you know, overnight success and all that, like stability wins the game, because you can be an overnight success. You can make millions of dollars and all that stuff. But guess what? If you haven't taken the time to learn proper money management, if you haven't taken the time,
let me tell you,
you know, if you haven't taken the time to get your vices in order, you know, get your boundaries in order with your friendships, like that success could be here and it could be there.
Right.
And if you don't have a system to recreate that, that's worse than being broke.
Right.
That's worse than never having it. Getting it and losing it and not knowing how to get it back. So I can see how people don't see the value in being thorough in their crafts, but it's still valuable. Like, it really is.
It definitely is. And that just kind of circles back to your initial question, you know?
Yeah.
Just gotta know who you are, and, you know, just be, I don't know, just need stability in this industry.
Yeah. I love that. And for those who want it, there's so many amazing women that you connect with to help you bridge that gap and take those steps, for sure.
I feel like I practice these questions so much that I am like talking in circles.
You're not. You're fine.
I'm nervous, girl. I'm nervous.
No, don't judge yourself, girl. You're fine. He gonna chop it up real nice.
Please chop it up real nice, because I'm just talking in circles right now. Probably
well,
nothing.
On that note, people need to hear it though, over and over again. Take a while. So, on that note, what are 3 gems you would give to up and coming stylists who want to walk in your shoes?
3 gems that I would give is 1, stay in your lane. Know who you are and stay in your lane. 2, be open and be aware of the trends and everything that's going on around you. And I don't know, 3, just being personable. Those are like my top 3 things. It's just like knowing who I am and keeping my eye on what I have going on and what's in front of me. And just making sure that it just makes sense to me.
I love that.
I guess that's the best I can get.
Yeah, that's great. That's great, man. You just saved lives today.
And just being personable, right?
Yeah, like it's okay to be pretty and be cool. Like,
right.
You know, it's okay to have conversations with people, especially your customers.
Yeah. When I moved here, it's just so hard. It's just not here. It's just not here in Miami.
We're tough girls.
You know? Y'all are tough girls. Yes, y'all are.
We're a little rough around the edges, but you know.
You gotta send them a couple likes a few times. You gotta, you're so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love your shoes. Like, you have to do it a couple times.
I know.
It's like that. And before girls start to be like, okay, oh, she's cool. She's not gonna.
But basically what you're saying is the reason why you're able to be so successful as you are now is because you are personable, you are humble, you are open. So that's something that a lot of listeners can take away. Like, being a mean girl don't necessarily make you money. So
That's true.
So I mean, it's
it
worth
may make you money,
considering.
but then when you think about it in the long run, when you're like so mean and so shitty, or I'm sorry, so bad to so many people, like in the long run, you have all this success, but you got nobody around you because who wants to be around you when you're in, a mean girl, right? So
I love that. Well, on that note, Miss Ashley, how can we connect with you?
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Pim Hair, or you guys could check out my booking site at evergard.com/Pim Hair.
Yes. Before we go, is there anything else we should know about Pim Hair? Anything we should know about Ashley, or are we just gonna have to wait and see how the story unfolds?
I don't think there's much more to tell right now. I feel like I am trying to step out and do some new things right now. So doing this podcast is like very new for me, and it's showing me how comfortable and uncomfortable I am in front of the camera. So I don't really have anything else right now. Just trying new things and trying to open back up.
I love that. Thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate you for being vulnerable, even though it was outside of your comfort zone. You did amazing. We discussed some great topics today. I hope you guys took some value from it. We had a lot of gems. This is just the first episode of Game Changers. I know you can't believe it. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram at GameChangersXPod. And again, special shout out to Boss Nation Network, where all the bosses are here, and we're showing you guys not only how to be successful, but how to be role models in your industry. Much love.
Bye.
All right.
That was so awkward.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, not in a bad way. Just like, I feel like I went over these questions so much and I had so much I wanted to say that I did not say.
Did I mess you up? Because I'm like,
no, it's me.
It's
It's just me being awkward in front of camera.